Hi guys, and welcome to this week's deep dive. This week I have got two good friends of mine who have released something that I think you are going to love. And I presume you've already heard of it because there's a lot of buzz going around about this. But before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, which is right there, and you'll be notified every single time we go live or we post a new video on our YouTube channel. Also, if you haven't done so, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else you could follow us, but not in person because that's stalking. Anyway, let's introduce my good friends, Mr. Noel Qualter and Roddy Mcghie. Gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
So, wow, what an effect, what a worker. This is,
thank you.
It's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been privy to it for a while because Noel showed me it a long time ago. But where it is now as a finished item compared to where it was when Noel first showed me, it's so good. But before we talk about that, I want to talk a bit about you two guys, because this is the first release from a joint company that you guys have put together.
We have fused together and become one entity. Yeah, we have got our new company, which is called Trick.
Boom.
Yeah, Trick. Boom. We need to work on the
We should have practiced that.
yeah, Trick Boom. And we're super excited. I've nagged Roddy for a very, very long time to bin off the big boys and for us to, we're always chatting about magic, so I was keen for us to sort of do something together because I knew that we could do amazing things, and he's got a brilliant brain, and I thought that together we could knock out some amazing magic tricks.
Do you know what though? But even singly, without the fact of being Trick Boom, Noel, you've been releasing effects for many years. You had two great releases with Alakazam the Eye Deck, which will be making a reappearance in 2024.
Brilliant.
The Alarmed, which was great. You had the Fall, which done phenomenally well. Was that was this year, right?
Earlier. Yeah, amazing. I'm not a creator that knocks out a tremendous amount of content, but the Fall was early this year, and then Bliss before that, and
Bliss was another great one. That done really well. And obviously, Roddy, every time I put Facebook on, I see someone performing Little Door. Like literally every
Sorry, that was my mum getting her glasses.
Hello, Mum.
She's gone now.
So
I mean, I'm Little Door has. That's been great for me, it seems to have stood the test of time. That's like, God, I don't even know how long, maybe 10 years, something like that. It's still selling, still sells really well. Because people come to, there's always people coming to magic every day, new people coming to it, new customers to entice. I'm delighted. I would never have guessed that it would do so well. So that's so everything since then has been my difficult second album. I've not quite, but I think maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the finally cracked it to this one.
The thing is, it's really good because as creators, I know Noel very, very well. I don't know you as well, Roddy, but I know that Noel always thinks outside the box. From what I've seen of your material, once again, it's away from the norm. So the two of you together, I'm expecting some really interesting, different feeling tricks to come out, that take you in a direction you're probably not.
Well, that's the thing is we always, one of the things for us and for Trick Trick Boom is we always wanted to create magic that felt different. So there was novelty, fun, energy, excitement, and just that felt different, because there's a lot of magic that comes out every week, every month, every year, and it all just gets rolled into one. It's hard to spot those special tricks that come out, things that have got genuine ingenuity, that bring a smile to your face, that are either that are funny or that are. Me and Roddy both get paid to gig. We are workers, so we want to make sure that we're absolute, perfect workers, but they've also got a inherently fun method, clever gimmicks. All these things are close to our heart, so everything we produce will always have those sort of fingerprints on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sorry, carry on.
No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I never really considered my magic to be like offbeat. I know it gets described as that quite a lot. It's been a bit offbeat, a bit weird, and I never really see it as that. It's just something that suits me and suits my style. And when I perform it, my audiences enjoy it, right? So I think Noel and I definitely kind of were drawn to each other because we've got very similar sort of tastes in magic. We like the same kind of thing. We like as Noel said, things that are a bit clever and quirky and different, really. But it's not like we're not going out our way to try and be different. We just are,
Yeah.
Which I've just come to realise, really.
And one of the good things there as well is what Noel said, is you are both workers. So the material does get worked. And I know for a fact, and I know in this business we're in, you do hear people saying, I've worked this for 20 years or 600 years or whatever they say. But I know Noel really does. Well, I've seen effects like Fall, for instance. I can almost guarantee it was 8 years ago or so when Noel first showed me the first version, maybe even longer.
It was probably closer to 10 years ago, the first version of that I showed it to you. So yeah, it's all the stuff that we will be putting out, anything that's got our hallmarks over it, we are gigging it, we're performing it all the time. This trick relatively came out fairly recently, really, but probably a year ago. But in that time, on the journey that we've been together on it, we've probably got enough, sort of performance miles to make it feel like we've been doing it for the last 5 years. Every opportunity I get, I am doing this trick all the time because it just produces delight. It's so much fun to perform.
Yeah, me too. It was like we were talking about this the other day, that you know what it's like if you're a worker. It's really difficult to bring anything new in, to shoehorn anything into the sets you do. There's that sort of comfortable familiarity with the stuff you always do that you know gets great reactions. So it's hard to try and push something out and replace it. So like everything that I've released over the years with like Full 52 and Penguin and stuff, it's all been tricks that I worked a lot before I even considered releasing them. I mean, I never thought about releasing magic until I went on to Blackpool and I showed people all the little stuff that I had in my bag. And but this one, it seems that like I'll add things into my set, tricks like Flux that I worked for years. That's kind of fallen away, and every now and again I'll bring it back in. But this, as Noel said, we've been working on this for about a year, so we tasked ourselves with getting a proper routine for it because we had the basis of it, and we needed to routine it properly and just iron out all the flaws, iron out all the creases, get it so that it was perfect and that it hit all the marks that we were reaching for. And so it was kind of almost sort of forced to work it. And since then, it's like Noel says, every time I perform, any opportunity I'll do this. It's become like my new. I still do Little Door, but it's like my new Little Door. It's great fun to perform. It's like what we did was we were trying to get footage of people's reactions, because the stuff we did for the trailer, we pretty much did over just a couple of days. We went out and performed it, and you know, every table we hit, every group we hit, we got those great reactions. But Noel and I were both, when we were working gigs and I'm working my residency, we would try and capture the reaction on our phone. So I would do the bit when it came to the point when you saw the reveal. I would be getting my phone out quickly. So we'd send it to each other. And it's just that you get addicted to that kind of joy, that reaction, you know, that you get at the end.
Yeah. And
it's a good point,
Sorry,
actually, what Roddy said. No, it's not. Not at all. I say it's a good point. Is that one of the there's lots of great things about the trick, but one of the great things is magicians, certainly gigging magicians, are desperate to have performance footage that they can put on their Instagram and TikToks and stuff like that, and those reaction moments. It's really hard because if you've got your phone in your hand, you either give the phone to a spectator, they can't film, and if you are doing it with, and if you're holding the phone yourself, you can't because you're doing a magic trick, so it doesn't quite work. The great thing with this is the trick, method-wise, finishes 15 seconds before you're so far ahead that in the presentation I say I need to reset the laptop. Is that okay? I pull out my phone, which seems like a very justified thing to do. I guess that makes sense. If you need to reset something, maybe needs another device. I go straight to the video. I don't say anything about what's going on, and I just repeat until they finally understand that reset the laptop. So I'm filming. See, those guys who are looking for a way to get footage, that is a sort of a sleeper benefit of this trick, is that you won't have any props in your hand. The trick is happening, the method has happened, and you're now into to recording it if you want to.
Yeah. And, you made a good point there as well, because when you look at a trick like this, when you're conceiving a trick like this, we all know it's going to work. You don't have to road test it to know it's going to work. It's a card and impossible location, it's going to work. But to go out and road test it is what you need to do to iron out those creases, to change your misdirection, to understand the process of the trick. We know fundamentally a card gets selected, signed, and it ends up being a laptop, folded up laptop on the table. We know that's going to work. It's going to get great reactions. But without road testing it, which you guys do with all your tricks, which we do with all ours, that's when you sort of go, do you know what, I need to cover this bit a bit more, or this person was looking in the wrong place, so I need to do that. And you only learn that by performing it, and you can see from the trailer how spot on you guys have got it, because the reactions, they don't see anything coming.
Well, yourself,
not 90.
From being a dealer, that when you've got a new trick, the way to really nail that down is to do it at Blackpool for the weekend, right? That's when you do it. You do it like 1,000 times. Every trick that I think I've released through Penguin, I've really just found its feet at Blackpool when you're doing it over and over and over, and you need to have this really quick, tight presentation. Because when I first, like Noel and I worked on the presentation for so long, like I say, for a year, just constantly trying it, and I was quite happy with the routine that I had. And it wasn't until I started working it, I was saying, oh God, it's not getting the reaction I know it should. And it's about dissecting it and working out and saying, right, okay, the time between them handling the laptop and the time between it changing it is too long. We need to narrow that down. The number of times you touch the laptop is too many. So it's all these little things. So people can be assured that when they get this, we've really done the work on it. We've gone into the minute detail of it to maximise the reaction that you get from it. We've done all the work for you.
Yeah. Which in my mind, when I buy a trick, and believe you me, even though I've got a shop full of them, I still buy myself material. To me, the real value is listening to the creators speak, because they're the ones that've done the work. They're the ones that understand the timing. And I've said this a few times on deep dives when we're talking about tricks. I used to open my set with a great trick called Tribute to Verone.
Oh, yeah.
never ever got a reaction. Never got a reaction. And then I sat there and thought about it one day, and I broke it down, and then I realised it was just happening too quick. They didn't understand the deck had changed, and it was all it took was me to sit there, look at it, and go, "I've got to time it differently." And as soon as I did that, the reaction, the trick was just the same. But it's those moments that that you guys put the time in to share with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing and that comes from experience, but really, you're spot on. The timing is so important in this trick. But that's not to say that's difficult. Not like as Noel attest, we try to make this as easy as possible, and we're kind of really signposting it all along. That's probably why our tutorial is so long, because we try to we don't want to hold people's hands, but we're trying to convince people, look, this is not as difficult as you think it's going to be. Just follow the beats, and you'll get that reaction.
Yeah, yeah. And the other, for me, as a worker's piece, the other thing that I think's great about this, it's not I have to carry a special deck around to do the trick. You can use it with any deck at any moment during your act.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the thing.
I completely. One of the great things about this is, in a way, you're getting sort of 1.5 tricks. You got there's the visual aspect of it, so you get to be able to visually produce that laptop, which is funny and amazing. You can do that from your phone, or amazingly, because of Mark Kirstein's genius, from the spectator's phone. So the laptop gets magically produced. You can do that at the top of your set, as literally as like, hi, I'm the magician, I'll need one of these, and go straight into it and leave it on the table. And then you, at some point, whenever you want to, you can do your ambitious card, you do your card to wallet, everything else that you want to do. And then at some point you think, oh, I want to finish with this. And I would suggest closing with it, because I don't think there's, I can't think of anything that plays as strong as it. And as Pete said about it being impossible location, it is an impossible location, but it's not the impossible location that we all know. We've all done, a card to a little box or a tin or 100 other little things, and there's great methods for this. This is an absolute slap in the face surprise, an absolute knock you straight out surprise, because if you put a box on the table, it's not a massive surprise that something might appear in it. It doesn't make the tricks any worse. But if there's something isolated, I'll pop this on the table. There's a glass on top there. The fact there's a laptop there, that's just a joke. They just think that's a bit of business. So when the reveal happens at the end, it knocks them sideways. That's why. So it's an impossible location, but also the fact that the properties have changed. It was something else, and now it's changed completely.
Yeah, and
so when I was lecturing. Oh, sorry, I keep talking over everyone.
No, go on.
So I was I lectured in Spain for a month in June, which was the perfect time for a Scottish person to drive around Spain. I don't know how I got roped into that, but I showed it to a lot of magicians over that 4 or 5 weeks, and they loved it. And what I got more often than not, was that, like I say, that surprise. When at the end there's no saying they're not expecting this, but what I got quite a few times where magicians were expecting the card to be inside the laptop or to be on the screen or something, so they would pick it up and I kind of, okay, time for the reveal, and then when they unfolded it, they were like, oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. So that was great fun, to see that it got that kind of reaction from very knowledgeable magicians who were expecting something else.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so good. We're going to play the trailer in a moment, because once again, I think the trailer's genius. But I was going to say just what Noel was saying about the like the impossible box or the mystery box and stuff like that. When you think about this effect, it's almost the same as giving someone a box and saying, have a look inside it, hold on to it, and then the card appears in there. That's basically, they've handled this laptop from the beginning And as far as they're concerned, it is just that. You pay no attention to it. And then the item they've just handled and they've been playing with has now turned into a card that they didn't even select until after they were playing. After they were playing with the laptop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laptop is introduced very fast. Yeah, exactly. It's that surprise. What you want is great magic tricks, like great movies, great entertainment needs surprises. And the truth is, in Magic, we talk about surprises, but you know what? How often is it a surprise? You know, I can think of, a card transposition, great tricks, no surprise there. You did. They changed places. You said you were going to do that, and then you did it, even though it was impossible. Or a card to a box, or you know where it's going and the direction it's going in. The fact that it's impossible and unlikely that it happened is a surprise. But this is both impossible that they cannot conceive it happened, and also plot-wise, there is a handbrake, a cartoon moment where they go, "Oh wow, we're going in this direction." I had no idea. You're suddenly zooming at 90 miles an hour, and you had no idea where it came from.
And the joy of doing it, like the first time that you put it on someone's hand and they don't notice, because that's the thing with this trick, is that you can start with training wheels if you've never done any kind of misdirection magic before. I mean, we'll lead you through that. You can do it with a sort of unsigned version of it, where the switch is very easy. I mean, the switch is easy. All the switches are super easy in it. But you can start off, gently, putting it on the table, drawing attention away. But when you get a bit bolder with it, you want to do it when you put it in someone's hand, because, you get that whole thing of people saying it has, misremembering and saying, well, it's in my hand the whole time and now it's turned into the card. And the first time that I saw it done was Noel doing it, because I just didn't have the guts to do it. I was doing it a lot at gigs, but I didn't have the guts to put it in someone's hands. So the first time I saw it done, I kind of encouraged Noel. I said, go and give it a go. And it went down brilliantly. I actually made the trailer the first time we did that. And then since then, any opportunity I get to put it in someone's hand, it's, chef, it really is. It's that delight when you know and you really milk it, when they're sitting like that and you milk it and milk it. It's a joy.
Brilliant. So, shall we take a look at the trailer and then we'll come back and speak a little bit more about it?
Brilliant.
Why?
Okay, here we go. Let's take a look.
Wow, thank you all very much. Every now and again, something comes along that changes everything. Magicians have been doing miraculous things with cards for over 500 years. The ambitious card, cutting the aces, the card to wallet. But today, everything changes. Today, I'd like to introduce you to our brand new product. Ladies and gentlemen, Mini Book Pro. Isn't it gorgeous? And here to tell you more about MiniBook Pro is the man who conceived it, Mr. Noel Qualter.
Hey everybody, thank you so much. MiniBook Pro is the world's smallest, lightest laptop, weighing less than an ounce. It's a solid state laptop, aluminium construction, high gloss keyboard and screen, and zero battery concerns. It's built by magicians, for magicians, and it does one thing perfectly: find playing cards. Let's take a look at the kind of reactions you can expect from MiniBook Pro. Of course.
That is biblical, man. You're lying.
Open your act with eye-popping visuals and close with an unbelievable finale.
Let's take a look at the routine. The new laptop that I bought the other day.
Right.
It looks absolutely fantastic. It's great. It's the best in its class.
The only problem is it's a little small, right?
It's not great on size. That is the main problem. It's absolutely beautiful.
Right, so let me just grab it here, right? So, there we go.
We'll get you to choose a card because that laptop does one thing. It can actually find playing cards.
This little laptop is going to find your card in this deck, right? Grab the pen, sign your name across that there, right?
Give these cards a cut and lose your card into the middle of the deck. I don't know what the card is.
Yeah.
You know what the card is. The laptop's going to work out. That's what the laptop's superpower is.
All you have to do is just, if you type in the name of your card, and she's hiding it. So I'll look away, right? I'll look away.
Beautiful commitment to the gag. Very good. That's perfect. That's perfect.
See, if you have a look, see, it should be fifth, fourth from the top. Just press enter there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. 3,
That's what I'm going to
4,
do.
You said number
5. And you said the sixth card. So the sixth card. The sixth card is the. You didn't sign it? Wrong card?
Wrong card.
You know what? We can fix this. I just need to reset the laptop. Is that all right?
Yeah.
The laptop's been reset.
No, you're actually.
Wrong, it says your card's on the table. Check it yourself.
Is it in the thing?
Yeah.
No. Look about. Close.
We might need to reset the computer. Is that okay? I'll reset the computer.
Open it.
MiniBook Pro comes with both signed and unsigned routines, leaving your audience with an incredible souvenir.
That's $60! That's amazing.
But we didn't stop there. With the latest macOS update from our friend, the king of app magic, Mark Kirsten, we took a huge leap. You can now pull MiniBook Pro from your Spectators phone.
Can you grab your phone? Have you got your phone with you?
Yeah.
Will you grab your phone? Laptop I bought the other day. It's fantastic. It does a lot of great things. The one problem is size. Not great on size. You can probably tell. It's a real cutie.
Oh, you got a Mac Mini, Janine. You got a Mac Mini.
We truly believe that this is a quantum shift in card magic.
High definition visuals.
21st century presentation with built-in eye comedy,
Bulletproof misdirection as standard.
simple sleight of hand.
Explosive reactions and an incredible giveaway.
We think this is the most commercial magic trick for a generation.
Built for pros, loved by everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is MiniBook Pro.
So good. So good. There it is in all its glory. So
It's an
there's a couple of questions I want us to answer as well. First of all, there was a point that, if I remember rightly, Noel, you made to me quite a few months ago when you were having the app built for it. And that is, if a spectator goes to it on their phone, correct me if I get this wrong, and you remove the laptop will remain removed. It won't appear back on there on their phone. That's a really nice touch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a really good point. So first thing to say is it's not an app, but it's technology based, and Mark's made it. But yeah, absolutely, you ask the spectator to go to a website, and when you remove that laptop from the screen, you give them back their phone. They can look around. They will not find the secret, and that's just one aspect of the routine. But just a little nice thing for them to know. You know what? Here's your phone back. The laptop is gone, and it's that clean. It looks fantastic.
And the great thing about that as well is that, you know, it's always good that magic always is greater in the retelling. And at the end of it, they have the complete story. They can show people on their phone and say, this little laptop is here. And they have the card as well. They can say, pull this out. And they can refresh the page. They can go back. It will still be gone, you know.
Yeah.
So there's the little details that count, I think.
And they get to keep, like Roddy said, they get to keep the laptop and have that moment of, I've got the magical moment. And, you know, we think of great tricks, like Roddy said, about the retelling. They've got that piece of evidence. It's a good story. It's the kind of thing that, certainly at gigs, I have been there, and people love telling you stories about tricks. It's not the best trick that they'll tell you about. It's the one with the best story. Best story wins. Whether you're making TV magic, whether you're performing on the street for friends, whether you're in a pub, the story, because the trick only takes 2 or 3 minutes. The story might last for years. This is one of those tricks, because that story, he borrowed my phone, he pulled the laptop off it, I signed a card, and at the end, the laptop became the card, which is such a surreal word to say that the laptop.
That's weird.
There was a laptop there, and then suddenly it is a playing card at the end. And then they can pull it out of their wallet and say, I've got it here. You know, it was 18 months ago. I still keep it with me now. Yeah, in fact, I regularly would say to people...
People always say, can I keep this? Is it all right? Can I keep this? Because it's such a cool little thing to keep. It's the card, you know?
Yeah.
And they never say that with a normal folded card. But with this, they can go, oh, I like to keep this. Okay, you know?
Yeah, it's a lovely little souvenir for them to keep as well. So let me just get this right. Inside the box, we get the little aluminium laptop.
Yeah. 26 cards.
26 cards, which are different, right? So you're not just always doing it with the freer clubs. It's 26.
No, exactly. You're getting there's lots of different values within there. They're not all different, but you'll get, I think it's 14 different types of cards in there. So you can gig it all night long. No one's going to see the same card, and refills will be available in not too distant future.
Okay, and the refills are what, packs of 26 or
56 for the refills. 56 cards in a pack of refills. So low.
Okay, and well priced. That's always the question when refills.
Of course it is. It's 15. I think it's £15. $15. It's around that mark. I can't remember, but it's
for a whole deck.
For the refill, for 56 cards for the refills, so you can actually go and do this and gig it.
Wow.
These are the cards that come in the pack. So we went for a variety, and we went for these particular cards for a reason, so that we can use the central pip for orientation when you're performing it, to make sure you're getting it in the right direction.
Yeah.
And also they're not bicycle stock, but they are excellent quality, and they are superb. They've colour matched them as well.
Yeah, the colour match, the finish on these compared to the actual laptop, is the guy did a great job on them. I'm delighted with the finish on them.
And the thing is, remember as well, this is only one card that you're putting into the pack. And the other good thing as well is I don't think you've included picture cards in there, so they can really write.
Yeah, it's just spot cards.
Yeah, it's great. Well, guys, unless there's anything else for you guys to add, I think we've come to the end of this week's deep dive. It's a phenomenal trick. I love it. It gets my highest recommendations as a working effect. what more could you want? Really, what more could you want? Something that, look at it. Even the box looks amazing.
Look at that. Ooh. And it's got that apple smell to it. Not apple, well, I didn't say that. Please
For
don't
legal
sue
reasons,
us.
he has no idea what he's talking about.
But I know, Harry's out there gigging a lot now, and when you showed it to Harry, he said he can't wait to get his hands on it because it's a no-brainer really for a gigging magician. Even if you're not a gigging magician, you're doing it to friends and family. It's one of those things that even without performing it, it's going to get a killer reaction. You can just see it. There's no reason why it wouldn't. It's so good.
Yeah, and I like I said earlier, when we shot the performance stuff, we did it over just a couple of days, and
well, not even that. It was, I think,
most of it was just that one day. Oh no, it was one day.
So most of the performance footage was filmed in an hour and a half at a gig of mine, and then a couple of shots were filmed by me, as we talked about earlier, that just filming the end of the trick as I performed it. But 80% of the performance stuff was filmed in an hour and a half. And to let a secret into the people that are watching at home, filming magic trailers is not a fun experience usually. It is normally tortuous, walking up to people, asking them
days.
for days and days. This, we couldn't believe how quickly it all came together. Like I said, an hour and a half probably to film most of that footage at a gig of mine, and because each time you get 9s and 10s reactions, so you don't got to worry about even putting a camera in someone's face, which will normally, it weakens it considerably, doesn't it? When you put a camera in someone's face. Not with this trick, it's like a rocket up their arse.
Yeah, I know it's a long trailer, right? But we had to really weed out like the ones that we thought, that's maybe an 8 reaction, that's maybe a 7, and reluctantly we were dropping them. Ones that we wanted to use and stuff, I'm saying, well, we'll use that, they'll be good for the socials and stuff like that, because we got lots of great reactions. So
yeah, it's great, and the trailer's fun as well, and it tells you everything, and it is just it's a great trick. It gets Alex Sam's highest recommendation, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with next.
Oh, we've got so many cool things to come. Honestly, can't wait. I'm so excited to get things out. We can't get them out there quick enough.
So, are we going to see a Trick Boom stand at Blackpool?
We are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think we can exclusively reveal there will be Trick Boom will have a very sexy looking stand coming to Blackpool, and hopefully a whole. Yeah, exactly. 2 hunks.
Because we're on it, it's just us.
Yeah, we're selling just photographs, selfies with us. No, we'll hopefully have a shed load of brand new magic for Blackpool 24, so come and visit us at the stand.
Yeah, make sure you do. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive, and good luck with everything. You're 2 extremely creative and great people, and I know that the company is going to go from strength to strength, and I can't wait for one to see what you come up with next.
Brilliant. Thanks, Pete.
So, cheers, guys. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
So, that's it for this week's deep dive. If you haven't done so already, go pick yourself up one, because it's such a great effect. And, there's really not much more to say about it. You've seen the trailer, you know what it is, you know it's going to be great. So go grab one. Now, before we go, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You'll be notified every time we go live right here on our YouTube channel. And I will see you again, hopefully next week, right here on the deep dive. Until then, have yourselves a great week.